Hi, and welcome back to Inspired Alchemy's Unhinged Alchemy with Lizzie. This is episode 11. When I first started thinking about what I wanted to talk about this week, I've gone over so many different things. And what is coming to the forefront for me is alchemizing and rest and integration. So, a lot of us want to continue to do. And we want to continue to go, and push. And while that's all important, and sometimes I need to continue to push myself, sometimes I actually have to push myself to rest. And if you're very growth oriented, or if you are constantly keeping yourself busy to distract yourself or disassociate, or you have trauma around rest, rest can be a very touchy or tricky subject. When I talk about rest, I'm talking about not always having to do healing. You can alchemize, you can be in perpetual alchemy, but we don't need to constantly heal. Again, we're not these broken beings, we're not broken creatures that need to fix ourselves. And while we might have trauma or things like that, it doesn't mean we're broken. And that is something that has always been kind of a button for me when pushed. When like I tell a story and people look at me like I'm broken, right? So it can be kind of tricky for some of us, or touchy or sensitive. Rest means allowing yourself to just be. You don't always have to stay busy, or you don't always have to do. When you're constantly in the state of trying to figure out what's wrong with you, and I say that in quotation marks, you don't have time to rest or integrate. Integration time, in my opinion, is some of the most important time you will ever spend, because that is where you see the changes that need to be made, where you're growing, where you're still not free. That integration time is for your body, your soul, your mind to rest. And that's where all of those little nuggets come in that are you start to get curious about. That it's like, oh, I see. It's like there's like this reel that's like, why? I think it's Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, right? So it's like, why? Oh, that's why. The integration time is, oh, that's why. So I've realized that when I try to go, and I was constantly on the look for the next thing I needed to heal, the next thing I needed to do to become better, whatever it is, right? We can become 1% better every day. And I learned this through Next Level University. You're always looking to be 1% better each day. Sometimes that 1%, in my opinion, is rest. It's taking care of you. It's taking care of your body. It's taking care of your human. It's taking care of yourself on a soul level. If that means you need to disappear for the weekend or a week or whatever it is, and you need to go touch grass, or you need to go be in a forest and do forest bathing, or you just need to just be, then allow yourself to do that, because a lot of the time that's where you're going to find your answers. You're not always finding your answers in the go times. You're finding your answers in the silence. You're finding your answers in the stillness. And a lot of the problem is a lot of people are afraid to sit in the silence. They're afraid to sit in the stillness, because that means you have to sit with yourself. It means that you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You have to look at what you've done so far. And for a lot of people, that's really challenging. And I completely understand. Looking at yourself is not the easiest thing to do. I know when I started this whole journey, one of my biggest things was I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. And I realized I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I'm literally saying I would go days and days and days without knowing what I look like. Even when I brushed my hair, even when I would put mascara on, even when I would get dressed, it was barely a glance in the mirror. Allowing myself time to rest and to have those integration periods have allowed me to be able to look at myself in the mirror, literally see my reflection. And sometimes that can be hard for us, looking into your own eyes or whatever it is. Rest and integration is necessary in growth. If you're consistently doing the things without rest and integration, in my opinion, there could be bypassing happening. You can't continue to go and still have time to fully look at what has happened. And let's say you have, for me, the past couple of months have been absolutely insane, like crazy. And I've done so much growth. Some of it was me intentionally taking steps, the other was just aligned movement time after time after time, right? So that includes me starting the podcast, that includes me doing all kinds of different things. I honestly need a bigger time of integration. But I am allowing myself these small moments of integration, of stillness, of quietness, to sit with myself, to see what's next, or to see what has been, what I've been looking at, what I've been growing through, right? So for the past couple of weeks, it's been unintentional. Some of my disappearing has is intentional, and sometimes it's just a knowing and it's unintentional, and I just take off time. So I leave messages unless they're really necessary. I have learned to set boundaries, things like that. And the last couple of weekends, I've just kind of been. This past weekend, I had a day where even though I was doing things, I literally was sat in silence. I sat in stillness. I was a quiet day. And I allowed myself to feel what I needed to feel to move into this next space that I'm going into, whatever that is. The stillness and the quietness allows you to sit with the things that you need to look at. You're not doing anything in these moments. Maybe the silence and stillness is, again, you going into nature. Maybe that silence and stillness is you just deciding that, you know what, I'm going to take off and I'm going to go mini golfing. I'm not going to answer any messages, no phone calls, no nothing. I'm just going to go have a lunch date with myself. I'm just going to go bowling. I'm just going to whatever it is that your soul is calling you to do. So when I say sit in silence and stillness, yes, we need those times of integration where we are quiet. But also, we need those times where we are doing things and we're very, very intentional about the time we are spending with ourselves. We should be, we think that we should be doing that all the time, right? But sometimes even just taking ourselves out on a date can be the quiet and the stillness that you're looking for. You have to learn how to be with yourself. And a lot of us have a hard time doing that. We don't have to earn rest. I know that a lot of us growing up felt like We had to earn it. We were told we had to earn rest. We don't have to earn rest. You are allowed to rest. Give yourself permission to rest, to see yourself in these spaces that you need to see yourself in, to nurture and nourish your soul in ways that maybe you haven't been. These small steps are huge. Allowing yourself and giving yourself the permission and time for integration is necessary on this growth journey. If not, you will burn yourself out and it will eventually be a problem. You'll start getting sick all the time. You'll start seeing things in your nervous system kick up. You might have chronic illnesses that might flare up if you don't allow yourself to rest. If you don't give yourself that time to integrate. Before I started giving myself time to actually integrate, not what I thought was integration, I would get sick all the time. I was constantly sick. And now that I'm giving myself that time, I'm allowing my body to recover from whatever stress I'm putting under it or putting it under. I'm not saying I'm in great health. Again, I've said this on other episodes that this year is going to be me really stepping into that health aspect of myself. That is part of my integration. I've done a lot of work on my health, but there are things that I have been putting off because they were scary for me. I know that if I step into those things and I allow myself that time to integrate those pieces of me, I know that it's going to propel me forward even further. And it feels scary, but I'm going to do that this year. And yeah, I think that's it. Just allow yourself that time to integrate, whatever that means for you. Allow yourself that permission to rest. Don't shit all over yourself. Take the time it takes to move forward. Because if we push ourselves too hard, we get sick, spiritually, mentally, physically. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better than that. Thank you for tuning in. This has been episode 11. I appreciate the support, and until next time, keep creating alchemy.